So we hear you're currently working towards opening an Etsy shop. What sort of items will you be selling, and where does your inspiration come from?
Sure. So this whole time I've wanted my own business. I've wanted this for a long time, but because I've had school, it's always been a priority. Opening my shop has been lower on the list of things to do. But now that I'm taking time for myself to really figure out, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my time? What resources do I have? And I've thought about opening a shop, definitely. One of the bigger goals of mine. So I wanted to sell, really, it's a little broad, but I will definitely include some sign language pieces in there. Definitely include some deaf humor. But other things too that hearing people, whether they're hearing or deaf, might enjoy, definitely. But right now I've been working on my first 5 stickers. I want to start with stickers for now and then eventually sell maybe shirts or pins, maybe bags, those kinds of things. But stickers for now. And for the other 4, I have a theme. Really, I will highlight different kinds of deaf people in the deaf community. Some who are oral, who don't sign, some who use cochlear implants, some who use cued speech, which is another kind of gesturing or another signed language. It's not technically sign language, but is a gestured language. But as far as the community previously, there have been many that have been maybe pitted against each other, whether you're not deaf enough, you have too much hearing access, you're too oral, which means you speak too much instead of signing, use a cochlear implant. And, we've really pitted each other against ourselves because of these differences. So I wanted to use my design as a way to kind of unite the deaf community. And really, I am proud to be one of the unique people in the deaf community, whether it's you speak for yourself, you like music, you have a cochlear implant, whatever it is. If you identify as that kind of deaf person, good for you. So those are the kind of stickers I've been thinking about making. Maybe the 5th sticker, I would just make some random design. I'm not sure, but that's my goal right now. And also, I wanted to experiment with the question if sign language has a typography. What would that look like? When I was typing things in English, you have a list of different fonts that you can pick from. Each font can show a different meaning. And some fonts people hate, like Comic Sans. This is a famous one. So we do have fonts that are not popular in the deaf community, where one is called Gallaudet. And back then, it was groundbreaking back then, but now it's kind of repetitive and it's used a lot, and I'm kind of sick of it, and I just want more representation. So I just want more variety, and I want to be part of that movement. Does that answer your question? Sorry, I went off on a tangent a little.
That's really cool, actually. I love that. Well, yeah, I hope you do get more variety. I also didn't know there was so much, well, there was like a bit of separation within the deaf community. So that was really interesting to hear about. You learn new things every day, and I love that you just want to unite everyone. That's amazing. And I'm glad you're using your platform for that. Yay, always use your power for good. So calligraphy is one of your hobbies. How did you get into that?
Really, I wanted to say luck, but it's not complete luck. Just growing up, I've always looked up to my mother and my sister. Both of them are just have the most beautiful handwriting. It's gorgeous. And I remember from a young age, I really wanted to learn cursive. So I think I'm one of the last people in the generation in school that learned cursive. I know it now. I know they don't teach it anymore, which is sad. But I remember maybe third grade, I had my handwriting practice paper given to me from the teacher. And I remember one night I was just practicing, going through all the sheets until I'd finished practicing drawing cursive. And I was just really excited about that. Later, my mom was collecting some books from the bookstore, and one of them was how to do cursive lettering. And I saw that and I thought, ooh, calligraphy is a different style, you know, with the black letters and copper plates, or there's just different kinds of styles available. And I was kind of intrigued. So I thought I'll start practicing. And I'm still learning today. I'm still learning how to write pretty. But the skills are just really valuable everywhere that I go. From designing cups at work with people's names on them, or writing little messages for people and I give it to them, or sticky notes. I have, have a good day, looks fancy, and they can put it on their wall. Those kinds of cute things that people really tend to appreciate. And I'm happy to make life more pretty, I guess. That's a very Libra thing to say, but yeah, just cute little things that will make people's day. I appreciate that. So now with calligraphy, it's always English or written language, for example. I never really thought of calligraphy for sign language. So I'm always wondering, what would that look like? And how could I blend the two together? So that's my current obsession right now.
Phelan, I feel like you are in a very unique position in life because you have your hand in like a couple different for lack of a better term, like you have your hand in a couple different pots, and where you can get different, like take from different perspectives based on being a person of color, being deaf, being queer, being an artist, being and like, so the fact that you're trying to combine a lot of these things, and in order to like help others, like share your story, share your perspective, is really awesome. And I would say, again, maybe lack of a better term, I would call you a unicorn because you are very unique.
Oh my God. I'm so flattered. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just think like what other people are really thinking about deaf people having a specific type of typeface, or like a font. I just think that idea is really cool. And speaking from two designers to another designer, I think that's really awesome. And yeah, Raven's nodding her head. Yeah.